Hi everybody, and welcome to the Tree of Life, Astrology and Tarot. My name is Debbie Cassidy, and I am here to give you your forecast for the week beginning March 15th. Well, we are about to enter a brand new year in astrology. But before I get into my forecast, I thought I would share a little personal information about myself and how I got here today. This all leads into what I want to tell you about in the forecast for this coming week. So, approximately about 3, almost 4 years ago, I ended a relationship of 20 years. You talk about a huge transformation. Just about everything in my life has changed in the last 3 years. I have changed my relationship, I changed where I lived, changed my home, my job, some of my friends, and last but not least, some of my beliefs. Now, I have always been interested in astrology, but I believe that just in the last couple of years, astrology found me again. I'm a true believer that you don't go out and seek astrology, it actually finds you. I think because I needed something that would help me to center myself. And of course, when you go through lots of change and transformation like what I have been through, like a lot of people have been through in the last few years, you start to ask yourself some really deep questions like, what am I doing wrong? Where am I going? What do I want to do next? Because you find when you go through changes like this, you realize that you have a lot of options and a lot of choices. And so I chose to go with astrology only because not only did it help me with my own inner self and my own inner beliefs, but I could truly see a synchronicity between what was happening in the universe and what was happening to me here on Earth. A true believer in that. So I felt it necessary to not only come forth and just kind of clue you in as to why I am here today speaking with you folks. Believe me, I never imagined in a million years that this is where I would be right now. 3-4 years ago, would never have even had a clue. But the universe has magically pushed some of the old things out of my life that were no longer serving me anymore, and maybe I just wasn't willing to face it, but it made it happen, and has replaced it with all new things in my life. I am exploring more things about myself now than I ever did before. And I probably never would have done those things had I not witnessed and had been challenged by all these changes that had happened in my own personal life. So I think I finally found my calling, and that was to relay these messages to you folks and hopefully inspire you to start following astrology, at least seek an interest or at least see the synchronicity between what the universe wants for us and what we want for ourselves, and how we can manifest these things to happen in our lives so that we can truly find happiness and peace within ourselves. So, enough about me and how I got here, but I felt it would just be something that you guys can relate to. I know a lot of people I have spoken with from all walks of life have experienced lots of changes and transformation in their own lives that they never saw coming. They never knew it was going to happen. And yet with astrology, it kind of lets you know what's coming and how to prepare yourselves for what the universe wants to bring to us. Which leads me to our new year, which is about to happen this coming week. So, I have some notes here, as I usually do. So as we enter this new year of astrology, it is going to be a very, very powerful time. We're going to see a little bit of stress over these next few weeks, but this particular week that we're going into is not what I would call stressful. It's actually quite positive. It's a very positive week. It's all in your perspective and how you look at it. But let me explain. So the sun will be moving out of Pisces by the 20th, which is Monday, which also is our spring equinox. And we'll be moving into Aries. So this by far is the beginning of the new year in astrology. We always start with the first sign in the zodiac, which is Aries, the initiator. It's all about growth. Definitely coincides with the spring equinox that we will also be seeing on the 20th. So the sun currently is in the last degrees of Pisces, which also means we are going to start to see endings in some of our old beliefs and our perceptions. So all the confusion, self-doubt, and wondering who we are will finally be released if you let it be released. Now mind you, I can give you all the astrology forecasts in the world, but there's still that free will that we all have. But if you learn to go with the flow and what the universe is trying to tell us, you can get into that flow and you will find that whatever it is you want to manifest will come to you a lot faster. So, inner fears will also be replaced, whether it's in our partnerships, our jobs, our home, money, and our supposed security. So don't be surprised if some of you start to see endings in some of these areas. This is not to scare you. This is to let you know that change is afoot. Big changes are going to be happening. But this is a time also to where you need to believe in yourself and let go of all the old crap that no longer serves you. I'm just telling you folks, the Pisces party is over and we are ready for some new beginnings. And this will happen when the sun moves into Aries. Now mind you, the sun is all about our identity, okay? And Aries, which is that fiery initiator, pathfinding type of sign, it's all about rebirth, growth, moving forward, making things happen, okay? So this is going to shine a light on our new identity and who we want to be. So new beginnings, new beliefs, divine wisdom, and intelligence is all going to want to come in over this coming month as we go into March, the last couple weeks of March, and into April. Now, on the 17th, St. Patty's Day, the sun will be squaring Saturn. Now at this point, the sun is still in Pisces, the very last degree of Pisces, and it's going to be squaring Saturn at the very last degrees of Sagittarius. So this is when our own identity will meet the Lord of Time and Karma. Boundaries, the taskmaster, that's what it's all about. And at this same time, Saturn will also be in the very center, the galactic center. This is for the first time in 240 million years, if you can even wrap your head around that length of time. And it's going to be sitting here in the center of the galactic galaxy for a whole month. And at the same time, Venus will also be retrograde. So what does this mean? All this means is our own consciousness, our subconsciousness, will start to slow down so it could start to reboot in preparation for the sun moving into Aries. So with the Venus in retro, in Aries too, we've got a lot of fire that's getting ready to happen here. As you see, all these planets are starting to move out of Pisces, that watery, mutable, confusing, inner soul searching sign, and is now starting to move into Aries, the initiator, new beginnings, starting to take all that deep thinking that we have been doing for, well, ever since the beginning of the year. And now it's time to start to initiate some of our new beliefs, release, let go. So at this point, while Venus is in retrograde in Aries, this is a perfect time to start to review our values and our beliefs. It gives us a chance to restructure so we can release what we don't want to bring with us into the future. At the same time, we have Mars in Taurus. So this is going to help ground some of this fiery energy that we're seeing. Even though Mars is a very fiery sign or planet, it's sitting in Taurus, which is very fixed. So it's going to give us the initiative to want to tweak our skills and our beliefs, but not all at once. It lets us keep the momentum going without completely stopping. That's the last thing we want to do. And at the same time, it's going to remind us that life isn't perfect. It may not turn out exactly the way you want it to. And if you just happen to hit a bump in the road for where it is you want to go, Mars in Taurus is going to tell you this is not the time to quit. You just need to tweak things and keep going. Don't give up. It's a time to redo, revise, and restructure your beliefs and your skills so you can clear a path and find your clarity to move forward. We also just had Mercury, our communication planet, all about our thinking, also move into Aries. So this is very straightforward, very positive week for relationships. Mercury picks up speed now that it's sitting in Aries. In fact, it'll only spend a couple of weeks in Aries before it pops right on over into Taurus. So meanwhile, it is picking up speed, and this is going to give you more time to think about the results and overcoming obstacles. And we have a lot of help with that with Mars currently sitting in Taurus. Now Mercury will also be conjoining Venus or running over Venus, and this only happens once, maybe twice a year, and this is the first time this has happened for this year. So when we have Mercury conjoining Venus, this is for the first time. This just means that love and thinking will combine to give us more upbeat conversations and appreciation for one another. This is just a fabulous, positive kind of feeling that we're going to have. So once we get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday out of the way and we start moving into the weekend and the first part of next week, you're really going to start to feel energy start to pick up. You're just going to have more initiative to want to move forward. Believe in yourself. Whatever you do, if you're running into obstacles of any sort, it doesn't mean give up. It just means you may have to find a different way of going around that obstacle to get to where it is you need to go. And we have got the planets and the energy and astrology all working in our favor to get us there. You just have to believe in yourself. So a very, very positive week coming up this week. Lots of action going on, and of course a brand spanking new year in astrology to just be able to start over. And of course we can't start over until we've released all the old things that no longer serve us anymore. Whether we want to or not, I'm just telling you, the universe is probably going to force it to happen over the next couple of weeks. So nothing to be afraid of, just go with the flow. Stay true to yourself and believe that you can make it happen. Now I pulled a card for this coming week, one of Doreen Virtue's cards, and it happened to be the Empress card. And this is all about lavish abundance coming your direction. It's about giving birth to your dreams, and it's also about nurturing yourself and others. What a fabulous message the universe has sent us through this card for this coming week. And very appropriate as we start to go into spring, our spring equinox. It's all about new growth, new beginnings, moving ahead, moving forward, and having hope for the future. And according to this message, all that hope and belief will bring you abundance in many, many, many ways besides just money. Whether that be love in your partnerships, family, goals that you're trying to reach, there is abundance in the future for all of us this week. So, on that note, I would like to hope that you retain some of these messages that I have sent to you this week, as the universe has nothing but good things in store for us. So may you shine in Spirit's light this week. I wish you lots of love and light and many prayers. And namaste.